Now, when you're talking about the cumulative frequency graph here, so we're gonna make use of this interval, which is like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So less than 10, there are 5 flights. So less than 10, there are 5 flights. Less than 20, now less than 20, these 13 flights come. 8 plus 5 will be 13. Less than 30 minutes, there will be these 22 as well as these 13. So we can find out the cumulative frequency using the table itself and the upper interval limit. So now let's say when you talk about the values, let's say first value is 5, then 13, then 35, 47, then you got 55, and the last value is 60. So less than 10 is these, less than 10, 5 flights came late. Less than 20, 8 plus 5, 13 flights. Less than 30, 35 flights. And less than 40, there are 47 flights. Less than 50, there are 55 flights. So it's just like you're adding all of the above. Less than 50 includes everything from 0 to 50. Less than 60 includes all of the flights that arrived later than, uh, I mean, between 0 to 60 minutes late. So in total, you have the last value that says that 60 flights have been sampled here. And now when you plot the cumulative frequency, you're going to plot the upper interval, which is, let's say, 10, 20. So 10, comma 5, 20, comma 13, 30, comma 35, 40, comma 47, 50, comma 55, and 60, comma 60. So this is something that you can see that uh, these you're going to plot against the x and y coordinate. On x coordinate will be your this value and y will be this. So let's see how do we plot it now. So when you plot, now this is the upper limit, and we will now take the frequency, cumulative frequency on the y-axis, as we can see here. Make sure you have a well-scaled graph. Now, first coordinate you can see is 10, comma 5. Second is 20, comma 13, and 30, comma 35, 40, comma 47, 50, comma 55, and last is 60, comma 60. And then you're going to join this with a smooth curve, which is so this is also referred as a jibe curve, and now we can make use of this to estimate the median. So now median will be 50th percentile, or you can say 50, which value is the 50th percentile. So you take half of the total cumulative frequency, so half of 60, and trace the corresponding x value. So that's around 27. So that's your median. Now upper quartile, so lower quartile, you take 1/4 of the cumulative frequency. 1/4 of 60 comes out to be, let's say, 15. And from 15, you trace back the corresponding x value. Similarly, let's say you want to find out upper quartile. So in upper quartile, you take 3/4 of the total frequency. So corresponding value is referred as the upper quartile, which is 38. Now, to find out the interquartile, you do upper quartile minus lower quartile. So that is going to be nothing but 17 minutes. So around, you can say around 50% of the flights came in that particular IQR. Lower quartile represents the lower 25% of the flights came like around 20 minutes, 21 minutes lesser, 20 flights. So if you talk about how many flights came lesser than or equal to 21 minutes, so you will say there are like 15 flights. So you can trace backwards and forwards in order to understand the other important properties. Like if you want to find out how many flights came later than, let's say, 50 minutes. So from 50 minutes, you go and trace the corresponding value. So there are like around 5 flights you can see they came later than 50 minutes. So that's how you tackle and create the cumulative frequency. Once again, just like remember that you take the upper interval, create the cumulative frequency by adding the previous, these are the values, less than 10, 5, less than 20, 8 plus 5, less than 30, 8 plus 5 plus 22, and so on. And then you plot upper interval against the cumulative frequency, and join with smooth curve, and that's what you get for the cumulative frequency graph.